Wow, it's a post show. How did this happen? I don't even really know. Here I am on a post show. I wasn't planning this, but hey, it's a post show. The post show is back. This is my first post show in a long time. No problem, man. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all being here. Don't forget to like the stream. Shout out to Kalidi, Link Journey, Michael Gonzalez, M. Pinchy. Hey, we are live. Greetings from Australia. I'd like to be in Australia right now, to be honest with you. What's up, Patrick Murray? President Ferocha, aka Nightwolf. Tony, hey Tony. I might play some Fortnite tonight. Hello, Miracle Morris. Yeet. Yeet. Crockett just finished speaking. She said she doesn't think they'll get results tonight. Oh, okay. George, dude, that is so generous of you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, George Politis. Hello, Evan, Bettina. Nice to see you. Vote for Nightwolf. Who's that? He won? Yeah, most likely. Dr. Ash is here. I haven't seen Dr. Ash in forever. They just reported Dallas County. Axel, it seems like Talarico is going to get the dub here. Let me check. Oh, Dallas just came in. She's got a pretty big lead in Dallas. Of course, we signed off right when it came in. I had a feeling that was going to happen. She's at 60%. He's at 38% with 61% in. So she went up to 46.9%, but he's still got a pretty healthy lead on her. NBC's behind. Who's more up to date? Philip H. She needs more votes in Houston to pull it off. Yeah, nothing has come in from Houston for like an hour. Hello, Ruben. Nice to see you. Gabriella says, my daughter is still in line to vote. Oh, wow. Hi, Sam. Are you and your dad familiar with Professor Jian Shu Quinn? If not, it'd be great to interview him. I don't know who that is. Decision Desk HQ they have 70% of Dallas in? Oh. Why are you so obsessed with Texas? God bless Texas. Congrats to Kalidi for registering to vote. Little Sloppy says, I hope that Talarico wins. I really want Dems to put forward policies that make it easier to vote. I hope Talarico can do that. Me too. I also hope that. God bless Texas. D-Cause, what's up? Nice to have you here. Alexander says, I believe these border counties are going to swing back towards Democrats this November. Yeah, maybe so. Quite possibly. Hello, Omnicaster. Suzanne AP. Oh, you missed the show? Well, here's the post show, you know. He's still got a healthy lead on her. What would winning in Iran even look like? That's the problem with all these foreign intervention wars, is like, what does winning even look like? And Pinchy says, I think Talarico beats Paxton, but does everyone think he can beat Corn, an incumbent? That's a good question. Do you miss LA, Sam? Yeah, I do. Are these the final major elections before the midterms? These are the primaries before the general elections in November. Are there going to be occasional post shows now or something? I don't know. I just made it, like, I literally made a last second decision to do the post show. Just felt like that we needed more time together, you know? Hello, Everett. Nice to see you. Jojo Star says Crockett is greater than Talarico. Well, doesn't look like she's going to win, though. Do you think we can see Texas fit blue in our lifetime? I don't know. Thoughts on John Fetterman cheerleading the war efforts? I don't understand that guy at all, John Fetterman. Hello, Annie's kid. Susie K's here. Susie K. Everybody loves Susie K now. Oh, thank you, Jess, for your donation. I appreciate that. I mean, I think Talarico can win. I don't, you know, but I don't really know. I really don't know. I mean, if you look at it right now, right, there's 59% of the vote in from the Dems, and there's 990,000 votes. There's a lower percentage, but more votes in from Republicans. So that's not a good sign, just based off of those two numbers, right, that a Dem can win. And he says, have you all been here and I missed it all? I just went live like, I don't know, 8 minutes ago. So Masika Barbie says, Jasmine was literally in my grandma's yard in Waco today. I was so excited. She's really beautiful in person. Sad she didn't win. I think Talarico has great potential to get conservative voters to change their minds about Trump. Maybe so. Have you been to any cool concerts or stand-up comedy shows lately? I don't think so, honestly. William P. Clark says, cheering on Talarico from my home office here on the Sunshine Coast, Australia. Appreciate the coverage from you and your old boy. Dude, I wish I was on the Sunshine Coast right now. That sounds nice. Sam, can you and your dad do a live on the Middle East conflict? Thank you. Well, we talked about it tonight on our live, and we did a special edition live when it first happened, so you can check those out. I mean, have you been doing lots of live? I haven't seen you here in a while. No, I haven't been doing lives at all, basically. Michael Gonzalez says, call me crazy, but I think Talarico has presidential potential down the line. Maybe so. Oh, Tony, I forgot to tell you, even though I have been playing Fortnite lately, the map changed, so there's no more pool table, unfortunately. Hello, Raul. Has the race been called for Talarico? I don't think any of the major outlets have called it, but my dad called it a while ago. Joe says Jasmine Crockett takes the far right to task. That's true. Have you heard the rumors of Jasmine Crockett taking AIPAC money? I have not. How are the Dems doing? Oh, the Dems are against each other right now, so I'm not really sure what you mean by that. He's only 4 points ahead. Yeah, but that's going to be hard to make up with almost 60% of the vote in. Resident Evil 9 just came out. I want to watch you suck like you did at Resident Evil 4. I did think about that the other day. I saw somewhere that the new Resident Evil came out. I was like, maybe I should get it. And it made me think of those old Resident Evil days. Bettina says, in my humble opinion, Alan Lichtman Live is awesome with just Sam and his dad having guest Rex the vibe. Yeah, I agree with that. What is the contest, Sam? I don't actually know. So we're looking at the Senate primary results in the state of Texas. So, yeah. Talarico looks like Michael Nightwolf. I don't actually know what Michael Nightwolf looks like. I mean, I see his little avatar here, but let me see. Yeah, kind of, actually. I've never looked at Michael Nightwolf's avatar before, but a little bit. Breaking news, by the New York Times, U.S. is starting joint military operations in Ecuador? No, that's got to be fake news. Correct, Secret Dance Move. It is not Dems versus Republicans right now. It's Dems versus Dems, Republicans versus Republicans. Someone says it is real news? Really? Hold on. Ecuador. 58 minutes ago, U.S. conducts military operations in Ecuador. Huh, it is real. The U.S. Southern Command said that the joint activity with Ecuador was an effort to combat the scourge of narco-terrorism, but did not provide other details. The United States and Ecuador conducted joint military operations against designated terrorist organizations in South America. The Pentagon said Tuesday night what appeared to be a major expansion of U.S. military's unilateral strikes against boats in the Caribbean and East Pacific. Huh. Man, they're really going hard on this Latin American drug stuff, huh? I kind of have a feeling this will fizzle out. You know, it's not going to be like a Iran situation, but who said that? I said it was fake news. I got to apologize. Gordon Heiner, I apologize to you. You said you reported this and I said it was fake news and it's not. So shout out to you. Ecuador has oil. Oh, you know what we say. Follow the money. America really does want to start World War III. I feel like right now the Trump administration wants to just be like, not even World War III. I'm not even sure what the right descriptor would be. Like they want to control the whole world right now. I mean, America sort of always wanted that, but it's at another level right now. It's really about money. It's got to be. More Epstein diversion, maybe so. Petro world order, yeah. I think that's it. Khalidi. All right, so it looks like NBC is saying now that they've confirmed that it's advancing to a runoff. We called that a long time ago on Lickman Live, but do you think Trump is now plotting world domination supervillain style? Kind of, yeah. Who is Ahmad Hassan? I've never heard of that person. Philip H. says, consulate in Dubai, CIA station in Saudi Arabia, and U.S. base in Qatar all hit just a minute ago. Oh my gosh. Is that true? What would I type in for that? CIA station, Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Man, you guys are breaking news here tonight. Holy moly. CIA station in Saudi capital hit in drone attack. The strike in Riyadh come as Iran widens retaliation across the Middle East in wake of U.S.-Israeli bombing campaign. Huh. A suspected Iranian drone attack hit the CIA station at the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia on Monday. So this happened yesterday. I guess we're just hearing about it now. U.S. assets struck across the Middle East. Consulate in Dubai, CIA station in Saudi Arabia, and U.S. base in Qatar all hit as Americans are wanting to leave the region. Great. This is so fun. I feel you, Susie. Susie says, I don't know how everyone else feels. Sometimes I feel I just want to stay inside my apartment and never leave. Too much going on. I've been feeling that lately as well. With Iran not going well, it was time for a distraction. Enter Ecuador. I don't know. I don't think Ecuador is going to distract from this. What are the chances they'll reinstate the Shah in Iran? I would say pretty low. Remember Trump killed that one Iranian guy in 2019 or 2020 and concern was about war in Iran? Yeah, they killed one of their generals. I forgot his name. Oh, right. Dr. Asher's Iranian. I forgot about that. 99% of my family is in Iran currently. Yikes. This war is a lose-lose situation. I hear that. Gas is about to spike. Iran will close Hormuz. I thought they already closed it. And many fossil fuel lines have been destroyed. Jeez. Isn't it outrageously disturbing that Israel is controlling American politics, especially with this act of aggression? Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, shout out. I hope you're fucked. torn between father and family. Your family is okay in Iran. What's your take on this, Dr. Ash? Well, you said it was a lose-lose situation, right? Some members of the Israeli government are talking about Turkey being the next threat. Now that would be crazy. I don't see that happening, but who the hell knows at this point? MTG is saying Trump is about to do a coup of America. Dude, I don't care what Marjorie Taylor Greene says. I'm sorry. I know she's now a darling to many, but like, who cares what that woman says? She's nuts. Turkey is in NATO. Yeah, I don't see anything happening with Turkey. Yeah, I saw the Trump rash. It's pretty gross. The View has continued to have Marjorie on as a guest. I saw she went on once, but I didn't realize she was there more than once. God bless Texas. What was I supposed to do? Live news. I'll just check on the news.
This is so fun. I get to be at the table with you guys. I wanted to jump into this conversation for a long time.
Well, dive in.
Dive in.
Tell us your thoughts on tech.
Maybe Al Jazeera will have stuff about... I mean, the election stuff is over, basically.
All the things that can shoot at us. Our B-2 bombers and B-1 bombers have executed uncontested surgical strikes against multiple missile facilities deep inside Iran. And then just last night, a B-52 bomber force struck ballistic missile and command and control posts. We are also sinking the Iranian Navy, the entire Navy. Thus far, we've destroyed 17 Iranian ships, including the most operational Iranian submarine that now has a hole in its side. For decades, the Iranian regime has harassed international shipping. Today, there's not a single Iranian ship underway in the Arabian Gulf, Strait of Hormuz, or Gulf of Oman, and we will not stop. We will continue to conduct dynamic targeting operations. We're hunting Iran's last remaining mobile ballistic missile launchers to eliminate what I would characterize as their lingering launch capability. Now, in retaliation, the Iranian regime has launched over 500 ballistic missiles and over 2,000 drones. To be clear, Iran is indiscriminately...
U.S. military says it's carried out 2,000 strikes against Iran since operations began. That's nuts. 2,000? A couple of weeks ago, I saw a protest here for regime change in Iran. I waved at them as Iranians deserve your leadership, unsure if this is what they wanted. Yeah, I mean, look, personally, I do not support the Islamic Republic in Iran. I think they're a pretty horrific regime. And I support my Iranian friends who wanted the Ayatollah out. Was this the way to do it? I don't think so, but I guess we'll see.
In Geneva, with Oman, in Geneva, with others, and the desire to say no nukes, no missiles, no proxies, and where that conversation was going, which I can't speak to you about where everything in that conversation was going, other than to say it led us to believe that there was the potential for a strike. That would be one example. You go beyond that, and you look at the the U.S. aircraft that have been knocked off the decks of our carriers because of the drones and ballistic missiles that Iran or their proxies had fired directly at our Navy vessels. You look at their harassment of our merchant marine vessels as an ongoing threat. You look a year and a half.
I don't know what this guy's blabbing on about. Are there American soldiers deployed in Iran? Not that I've heard yet, but I did see something where he says that and I think Trump even said that it's not out of the question. Especially now with like the escalation happening here, it feels like maybe it might happen now. Was the missile strike that killed the Ayatollah from America or Israel? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Did they declare a winner? We did here on the Lichtman Live universe. We said Talarico. Have you heard about the American commander that said this is biblical? Yeah, someone told me about that today.
Of some type of launcher, whether it's assets that are working as a part of their Navy, allowing them to mine the Straits of Hormuz or other places, whether it's buried in the side of a mountain or whether it's a mobile platform moving across the road somewhere to destroy every single piece of equipment that has been used in the past or could be used in the future to reach out and touch us or our allies. That is what mission accomplished looks like. I believe that we can accomplish that mission. And maybe to say one final thing on that point, it's a worthy goal to say taking out the archer is easier than taking out the arrows. And we are working to take out every bit of the archers that are deploying those arrows in our direction.
Right. And Mr. Congressman, you sound very confident there that you will achieve those goals. How confident, though, are you that the United States and its allies can contain the conflict and prevent a wider regional war? Because that is a concern for many of us here in the region.
We operate under this rationale always. We plan for the worst. We hope for the best. We do not do that in the opposite way. But what we have going for us is every minute that goes forward, we are degrading their capabilities. And at the same time, we are bringing more capabilities online. Certainly the United States of America.
Ayatollah Farocha. That's kind of funny. Has Russia made a statement about Iran yet? Because Iran was helping Russia with drones for, I don't know. I don't really follow much Russian news. I mean, don't forget that there is a war happening in Ukraine, and the death toll there is just horrific. I feel like it's in the millions now, isn't it? Like between both sides. And this sort of distracts from Putin being a horrible warmonger. Who is this guy? I know he's a congressman, but he's a Republican. He must be, right? I mean, just basing on what he's little snippets I've heard of what he said. Russia has improved on the Iranian drones and now supply them. Russia and Iran both ended up being paper tigers. That's kind of true. The Ukraine war and the Iranian war are related. How so?
Their military campaign. But now the head of the UN's nuclear watchdog, the IAEA, has cast doubt on those claims. In a post on X, Rafael Grossi said, "I have been very clear and consistent in my reports on Iran's nuclear program. While there has been no evidence of Iran building a nuclear bomb, its large stockpile of near weapons-grade enriched uranium and refusal to grant my inspectors full access are cause for serious concern." Russia and China have criticized the U.S. and Israeli attacks on Iran and called for an immediate halt to military operations. Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov says Moscow has seen no evidence to support claims that Iran was developing nuclear weapons.
Oh, shut up,
which is
Moscow.
the main justification given by Washington for the attacks.
We repeatedly hear statements about the goals of this war. We still see no evidence that Iran was developing nuclear weapons.
I don't want to hear Russia tell me about evidence and war. You know what I mean?
The IAEA and the American intelligence professionals that Iran did not manufacture and did not try to produce nuclear weapons.
Inside of Iran, casualties are mounting. The Red Crescent says close to 800 people have been killed across the country since Saturday. Mohammed Val reports now from the capital, Tehran.
No place appears safe in Iran. From the capital Tehran to the cities of Qum and Isfahan, joint US and Israel strikes are hitting densely populated areas, leaving widespread destruction and mass casualties. In the city of Qum, the building of Iran's Assembly of Experts was hit. That's the body that chooses the new supreme leader. In the capital Tehran, 2 hospitals were evacuated with medical equipment left covered in dust and debris. A deserted school was also struck with books and desks left damaged. Iran says more than 150 cities have been hit nationwide in hundreds of attacks since Saturday. Among the earliest victims of this war are some of the youngest. Around 170 people were killed when a strike hit a girls' school on Saturday.
Oh my God.
Most
That's
of the
horrific.
victims were children. Forensic teams are working to identify the remains.
They just showed us dead children. Oh my God.
Bombed with the missiles of the Zionist regime. People, look, this is a school, not a military site for anyone to claim it was a military area.
One by one, caskets draped with the Iranian flag are carried by grieving loved ones. A procession moves through a community overcome with grief as they bury a generation too young to understand the conflict that ended their young lives. Iran has launched retaliatory strikes around the region, targeting US bases and oil facilities, although Tehran denies targeting civilian sites. As plumes of smoke billow here in Tehran and around the country, it appears there is no end in sight to the escalating conflict. Mohammed Val, Al Jazeera, Tehran.
Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has released a statement about the situation in the Strait of Hormuz. It says that the ground forces of the Revolutionary Guards entered the field of war with hostile America and the criminal Zionist regime with 3 simultaneous operations and by firing 230 offensive drones. After Iran declared a traffic ban in the Strait of Hormuz, it is impossible for oil, commercial, and fishing vessels to pass through this passage. More than 10 oil tankers who did not pay attention to these warnings have been hit by various projectiles. An American destroyer, while refueling from an American tanker 650 kilometers off the coast of Iran in the Indian Ocean, was hit by Qadr 380 and Talaya missiles of the IRGC Navy. Well, European gas prices are soaring.
I agree with you, Tony. Tony says Trump has opened a big can of worms. That's what it feels like right now.
Energy should be allowed in Europe. Osama bin Javaid reports now from Brussels.
Energy and security is intertwined in Europe. Already we are hearing from the Norwegians on Tuesday that if this crisis in the Middle East carries on for too long, it could reignite the debate in Europe about weaning themselves off of Russian energy. Right now, Europe has now replaced Russian energy with the American energy by and large. And it is going to have to find a way to find alternative sources of gas supplies because of this disruption in the Middle East supplies. Qatar Gas has stopped not just its LNG supplies, but today it also shut down all of its other derivatives further downstream, including aluminium, as well as urea and ammonia. So it is going to have a knock-on effect. The French are correct in saying that they don't have any threat directly to France's oil or gas supplies, but it is not that direct threat. What analysts are scrambling right now is to look at what is going to be the midterm and the long-term impact if this crisis in the Middle East carries on for too long. We are hearing that there is going to be a meeting of Europe's oil experts here in Brussels in the next 24 hours, and then they are going to also determine how are they going to move forward, not just to stay relevant in this, to try and find an off-ramp in this, but also to take care of their interests and allies in the region. Sama Mujawid, Al Jazeera, Brussels.
Well, public opinion in the United States shows the war in Iran is unpopular, but the level of support falls along party lines, with most Republicans saying they approve. Al Jazeera's Heidi Jo Castro reports now from rural Maryland.
Rural Maryland.
St. Mary's County, Maryland is a tidewater community about 1 hour's drive from Washington, also the home of a U.S. naval base and to many Trump supporters. 57% of people here voted for Trump in the last election, and we asked them their thoughts about the U.S. strikes against Iran.
When somebody's promising you they want to develop a nuclear weapon so that they can extinguish you, it makes me nervous.
There might have been a softer way. I mean, there are a lot of lives lost and still going. I'm not sure the end game either.
National polling shows only 1 in 4 Americans approve of the strikes on Iran, and 56% believe Trump is too willing to use military force. But among just Republicans, 55% approve of the Iran strikes, though 42% say they'd be less likely to approve if U.S. troops are killed or injured. The poll was taken before U.S. casualties were announced. In Washington, we found a sampling of Republican voters visiting from around the country.
I supported it. As you know, it's been going on for way too long. And so it's a lot of freedoms that's really, that's been oppressed.
I think this is one of the first conflicts that we've entered into where they've already had, this is how long we hope.
That dude just said a bunch of buzzwords. He didn't actually say anything.
And is?
While Republicans say they trust Trump to have a plan, the vast majority of Democrats and independents say they do not. And the message from Washington about a timeline for the conflict has been contradictory. Americans are united in one thing, though. They're concerned about the impact on oil prices and the economy, the most direct impact to the homeland from a faraway war. Heidi Jo Castro, Al Jazeera, St. Mary's County, Maryland.
Matt Duss is the executive vice president of the Center for International Policy. He says reasons for the conflict have evolved to suit the administration's needs.
I mean, there's a disconnect with everything this administration does, but especially with this war. I mean, their justifications, their objectives have been constantly shifting. Over the past few days, Donald Trump seemed to just be randomly calling up various journalists in Washington to just workshop different kind of objectives and reasons for the war and possible outcomes. As you noted, Secretary of State Rubio answered yesterday about the causes and the timing of the war in a way that got a lot of backlash, rightly. And now he's trying.
What, Keeks? Oh, wow. Jasmine's gone. Oh, no, it's about the same. What? You want to go out? James Dean. James Dean. Still 65% of the vote in from Harris County. Ballots cast after 7 p.m. local time are provisional. Okay, that doesn't really matter. Do you think the Senate is possible in November? I don't know. I haven't really looked at it hard, you know. It's hard to say just off the top of my head. Can Crockett still win? I don't think so. 4 points behind with 62% of the vote in. That'd be pretty hard. What are the odds of a progressive Tea Party this year? I don't know. Everett, chill, bro. That was funny. That guy on Al Jazeera just like, yeah, and you know, freedoms and liberty, and I was like, what? What are you even saying, dude? There's an interactive Senate map on the 270 website. James Dean. Everybody be nice to Ferocia, okay? We don't bully him here. How's the vote total look in Houston? It's been at like 65% all night. So yeah, still at 65% in. She's not even 10 points ahead. The Harris endorsement didn't work. Yeah. I didn't really think it would. What's the word in North Carolina? I think those are way over. Yeah. Watley and Cooper. Easy wins. Now the general election is going to be, that's going to be interesting. Clitty, your subscriber count is continuing to decline. It's down to 9.05k. Better do more to win them back. You always gotta point that out, don't you, Clitty? Alright, I'm gonna transition to playing a video game. Tony's right. I understand if that's not your thing, but I agree. It's, you know, these primaries are pretty much over. Iran is bad. Not Iran, well, the stuff happening in Iran is pretty bad. More bad stuff is happening. Sam should do an alter ego of a Republican that loves war. That would be kind of funny. Okay. James Dean. I don't know why that song is stuck in my head right now. Come on. All right. You all right? Yeah, buddy. Hold on, let me change my mic out for real quick. 1 second. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Yes, I believe you can hear me now. Test, test. Test, test. Test, test. That's loud. You're leaving, Susie? Damn it. I'm gonna grab something to drink real quick. I'll be right back. How many people did I lose? Not a ton. It is kind of crazy how long Fortnite has lasted. That's true. Where? Yeah. Sam, you have some strange people in your chat. That's life, man. You know what I mean? Time to watch Sam get his ass kicked. Bro, I'm good at Fortnite. Okay? So please have some respect, okay? How's the job search going? I have a soft job offer, but it has not been finalized yet. Yeah, I love my chat. I don't know. You know, maybe that's just me, but I enjoy my chat quite a bit. I need to find a hard job then. Oh, you're funny, man. You're a funny guy. Thank you, Ferocia. What will I be doing? Well, I haven't gotten the job yet, but it'll be similar to what I was doing before, like aviation communications stuff. What do you think about the idea of term limits on Congress? Depends what it looks like. You know, depends the details of it. I'm not against it. Am I in New York? I am not. Yeehaw! senator with a 6-year term is outrageous. I don't hate it. I think 4 years is probably enough, though. Yeah. What about expanding the House to 170 members or 701 members? I don't know. The House is already a shit show. I don't know if more members is the solution. Senate to 150. That I like more than the House one, because the House is already just so crazy. What is aviation communications? Is that like air traffic controller? No, it's like working in the communications department for, well, I used to work for the FAA, and this would be a private company that does contract work for the FAA and airports and stuff. So it's like public affairs, media relations, graphics, videos, stuff like that. In fact, part of my job at the FAA was recruiting air traffic controllers. Sam got doged, yeah. I did. Uh-oh. Oh, fucking hell, man. I was grabbing my drink. Alright, now a good start. Yeah, being an air traffic controller is a tough job. But it's also a good job. Good pay, stable, good benefits, early retirement. Sam, would you ever stream on Twitch or TikTok? Probably not. It's too much hassle. Did I ever get a new computer? I never got a new computer. No. Oh, thank you. Masika Barbie, I appreciate that. Why are you heartbroken, Sandy? What's the theme of this season of Fortnite? I don't know. Did you really lose your job because of Doge cutbacks to the aviation industry? Not the aviation industry, but the government, but Doge cutbacks to the government. I technically took the buyout. I agree with you, Kalidi. Damn, so Musk took money from your pocket and then he bailed? Yep. I don't like that guy. Sam, I disagree with Coltons. Who's that? Oh, you can drive this thing? Oh, hell yeah. Little golf cart action. California is definitely overrated, but it's still cool. It's still good. I remember I was when I was living in California, I was at a Christmas dinner with my roommate's family, and I had a conversation with like his aunt or something. And she was like, she'd been living in California. She was Argentinian, but she'd been living in California for a long time. And I think we were talking about if she was homesick for Argentina or not, or something like that. And she was like, she was. And she was like, California is very overrated. And I was like, that's true. And then we were both like, but it's still pretty good, you know. Watching you play Fortnite is more rewarding than watching you play Marvel Rivals. Okay, that's good to know. Play for days on end. What do I get in return for playing? If I play this for 24 hours straight, what do I get in return? This car is kind of hard to control. I'm definitely better at Fortnite than I am at Marvel Rivals, I'll tell you that much. Probably a sore neck, yeah. Fortnite is more cinematic to watch and easier to follow. Yeah, that's true. Mr. Beast counted to 1 million on stream and look where he is. That's true. I tried Battlefield 6 and I just sucked so bad at it. It was just, I just couldn't handle it. Yeah, everybody's playing Arc Raiders right now too. Yeah, that's true. Oh, someone's shooting. Oh, that was not good. Oh. Ooh, you thought you got me, boy. You didn't. You thought you got me and you did not. Shout out. Animal Crossing would be more your speed. I get that. I never got into Animal Crossing. You know, I have an idea. Hold on, folks. like, this is way easier. Why have I never thought of this before? That's so easy. That's so much better. Holy moly. That's so weird that I never thought of that before. Ugh. It's almost too close. You know what I mean? All right. Oh, I'd lost some health on that? That's annoying. Why am I golden? Does everybody know? Let's see. I have the gold rush anomaly. I don't know what that is. I've never had this before. Now it's gone. No, a Democrat didn't win in Texas. These are just the primaries. So Talarico won the Dem primary in Texas, but we still have to wait for the general election to come before we know if a Dem will be a senator from Texas. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Oh, come here, mofo. I'm fucked. I'm fucked. Alright. Too slow. I need to do blitz now. Did you ever play any of the Medal of Honor games? I did, yeah. I came in 11th. Not bad, not great. What game is this? Come on. You're joking, right? Fortnite. Like trying to scale this wall. I never actually do it, but I like trying. I don't usually play teams. I just don't really know anybody else who plays. Sometimes I play with a guy on stream named Tupac M, but I haven't done that in a long time. Oh shit. Ooh, he hit me hard on that one though. Is there a med kit anywhere? Nowhere? Oh, I gotta get out of here. The storm's closing in. Oh, there's a med kit right here. Why are you cussing in the chat, Colletti? Yeah, I gotta do GeoGuessr again on stream. I haven't done it so long. Oh my god. That was pretty bad. Nope, I want that. Can I run a team game with randos? I don't really like playing with randos. I feel like it's just so... Like you're putting yourself at such a disadvantage on teams with randos if the other people are like, you know, linked up. The echo has returned. What the hell? Why does that happen?